literature survey, then start the design and implementation and whatever is mainly there in the paper which you are presenting now. Okay?
Okay.
Go to the design and implementation part as soon as possible. Skip the remaining slides.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes.
Can I start, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
One more thing, your presentation should not take more than 20 minutes. After 20 minutes of presentation, there will be 10 minutes for questions, which is going to be asked by the evaluators. Okay? So for each candidate, it will be around 30 minutes, not more than that. So you should wind up your presentation by 20 minutes.
Okay. Joined it, ma'am.
You started, should join. You start your presentation.
So good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to present the technical seminar based on Google Lens. So first we'll see what I'm going to present. So first we'll present the introduction, survey on Google Goggles, Google Lens Insight, conclusion and references. So first we'll look onto the introduction. So introduction. So first, what is Google Lens? So Google Lens is a visual analysis tool that is used to identify the objects, provide information on that object, and takes the relevant action. So it is an app that is designed to bring up the relevant information using visual analysis. So the main operations of the Google Lens are to identify the objects, first point. For example, if we hold a book in an hand and place a camera in front of the book, so it will tell which book it is, the author name, etc. So with the help of the user, the relevant action can be taken. For example, action in the sense it will help the user to buy the book online. So second point is show relevant search results and information. For example, when an object is detected, it provides the links and information about that object. Third one, text detection and extraction. So text detection and extraction is done using the OCR algorithm. So OCR we'll see in the further slides. So next is language translation. So language translation is nothing but to conversion from one language to the another language. For example, the text to speech output is an example for language translation. So next application is get the directions to business location by scanning the business cards. So for example, if we scan the business cards, so it will list out all the attributes like location, address, then contact, contacted, and asks whether the contact should be saved or not. So this is the to get directions to a business card. So this is the basic interest. So idea behind the Google Lens is nothing but your camera will no longer see what you see, but it will also understand what you see and help to take relevant actions. So it is not only a standalone application. So it is integrated with Google Photos, Google Assistant, and Google Maps. Of Google Goggles. So Google Lens came into existence. So Google Lens came into existence in 2017, October 4th, in a Google conference. So next we'll see the survey on Google Goggles. So what is Google Goggles? So Google Goggles was founded by David Petro. So Google Goggles is a mobile visual search application currently available for Android mobile phones that lets user to submit a query and taking a picture. So it is, in simple words, we can say that it takes a photo and then it generates a search query. So if we hold a lens on something, it will only display the relevant information. So in the right side, we'll see the flowchart of that Google Goggles. So Android client is nothing but it is an mobile. So with the help of a camera, we take an image. There will be a goggles root. Goggles root means it nothing but it is type of a manager. So goggles root finds out how image must be processed. So if it is a text, it uses OCR algorithm. So if it is a barcode, it scans the text and display the details. So similar images. So in Google Photos, we'll see the similar images are grouped together. So next, places and landmarks, packed products and logos. In logos, for example, if we scan a logo of Puma, it will display the information about a Puma. So these are some basic application of Google Goggles. So the Google Goggles was mainly implemented based on the idea of barcode and logo scanner. So next is the application of Google Goggles. First one is the logo detection. So as I said, if we scan something on logo, it will display the information about that logo. For example, Puma. So next is the location information. So if you hold a camera in front of any business, it will let you know the relevant content in the website. So next one is language translation. So as I told, language translation is nothing but to convert from one language to the another language. Next one is the object detection. So if you want to get any information about an object, just place the lens to that object, so it will display the relevant informations. So next one is the business card. As I told, it will display the attributes like phone number, location, and details about that object. So base technology used in Google Goggles. Though the base technology is SIFT algorithm. SIFT means scale invariant feature transfer. So SIFT is an image descriptor for image-based recognition or matching and is independent of rotations, scale transformations, and translations. The image is robust and domain to mild illumination variations and perspective transformation. So I'll explain how it works. So initially, if we want to read an object, we have data sets. So based on the data sets, it reads the image and compare with old data sets and provide the output. So in the left side, we'll see the image. This is the image taken during the time of collection of data sets. So first we detect the image gradient, and there is a separate algorithm for image gradient. So image gradient means, for example, if we compare two mobile phones, there will be a difference when we see the symbol. So that symbol defines the particular character of that mobile. So this is what the image gradient does. It will differentiate between the images. So next, the light green in left picture, we see the light green dots. That is nothing but it patterns. That is a key point descriptor. So it will we'll see in the further slides what is key point descriptor. So image gradient is converted into key point descriptor. So one sample images is converted into 100 sample images by rotating and altering its brightness and taking the pictures in 360 angle, etc. So right side, the output will be the color variations in the images. That is, you can see there is a sunlight in that image and also the brightness has darkened. So this is the next steps in this shift algorithm. The first step is identify the image gradient or scale space. So image gradient is identified in the first step. That is in the image one. So next one is log approximation. So this is the main part of the algorithm. So log approximation means nothing but only relevant part in the image will be there and all other will be eliminated. In the second picture, as you see, only relevant part is displayed and all other will be eliminated. So next one is converting into a key point descriptor. So an orientation like blurring, rotation, scaling, and transformation is computed for every key point against the data sets which are pre-processed. The fourth point is now if we rotate and blur the image and take pictures at different, we can have more than 50,000 data sets. With this representation, it is possible for quick identification and desired object for a given image. So in the step 3, it produces the given output. So next is the barcode detection and classification, barcode and QR detection classification. So in this figure, you can see that baseband processor, CPU, STRAM controller, and external STRAM. So STRAM is synchronous dynamic random access memory. So it is a dynamic random access memory where operation of its external pin interface is coordinated by externally separate clock signal, as we see in the figure. So there will be a CPU bus. It is connected to a DSP core. DSP is nothing but digital signal processor. So it is a microprocessor chip with its architecture optimized for operational needs of digital signal processing. So next, it is connected to LED controller, camera interface, and image accelerator. So in turn, the LED controller is concerned. It's connected to LCD and CMOS sensor. CMOS sensor, it is nothing but active pixel sensors. That is complementary metal oxide semiconductor. So in the right side, we'll see the QR code. So QR code is nothing but as we see, there are two types of code detected using this algorithm. So this is how it works. In the first figure, there is a barcode. And the second figure, there is a midpoint marked in that. That is a spiral. That is, it is searched spirally, and we draw. And if we draw midpoint perpendicular, then it will a black color pixel is appeared. Then we continue drawing that perpendicular line. Depending on the thickness, we decide what type of data it is. So in figure 3, we bisect or scan the barcode as we see in the figure 3. So next one is same. Different pattern. So this alignment. So next one is the alignment pattern. Inside the alignment, to see what the data is inside the alignment pattern. It is used for the data cell. Next one is the code information. It holds the data, that is the timing pattern option than Google Goggles. So in Google Goggles in 2009, Google Goggles were launched in 2009 and finally released a stable version in 2014. But since 2015, the app has most dominantly without any updates. So there is no updates for Google Goggles, or no bug fix and all. So the main difference between the Google Lens and Google Home is that the Lens uses artificial intelligence for Google Assistant, whereas Goggles was essentially fancy barcode scanner and Google search tool for image recognition techniques. So Google Lens was used for deep machine learning algorithms. Next one is Google Goggles had to shut down it after 2012. It lost its interest, and Google Lens was starting to develop. So this was the best for Google Lens. So Google Goggles disappeared. So Google Lens functionalities. So first it detects the object, as you see in the figure. It detects the object, and it will provide a relevant information about that object. So which flower it is, and also the relevant information. Next one is the most recent update of Wi-Fi, by just pointing into the router by using the SSID and the network network password. So as you see, it's connected. Next, so it displays which in the fourth GIF we see that if we rent a bike in some website, it shows the contact interested to buy the bike. So OCR is the base technology of the Google Lens. So OCR means optical character recognition. So OCR application to convert analog to multi-level image into black or white. So your software control of the OCR system locates the regions on the digitalized document in which data have been printed or written. So it segments the word of text into isolated characters. So that is done in location and segmentation. So after segmentation, the characters in the form of binary matrices are subjected to smoothing, elimination of noise, size normalization, and other operation to facilitate the extraction of features in the subsequent stage. That is done in the pre-processing. They will see in comparing the external features with the statistics to identify the characters. So we'll see the important phase of pattern recognition process. So main techniques of pre-processing are smoothing, binarization, and normalization. So smoothing performs the functions of filling and thinning. Filling small braces or gaps. Thinning is process of reducing the width of the line, which is many pixels wide, to just 1 pixel. If the text is thick, it will be difficult. It will be difficult to process the pix. It is difficult to process the pixels. So we use smoothing. So gaps are filled and errors are reduced in smoothing. So next one is the binarization. So binarization means 0 becomes 1 and 1 becomes 0. So left side is the gray scale and is converted into white scale. So if we have any disorders or any impression on the image, that is is the output without any errors. So next one is the noise reduction or the normalization. So it improves the quality of the document. So there are main two approaches used in this one. So that is dilation and erosion. So dilation means is nothing but we populate the black pixels. By dilating it will be become more clear. So next one is the erosion. The particular noise or errors will be removed in this erosion. So that means the pixels will be depopulated. For example, if we take a pic in low light, then we perform erosion to improve the clarity. So these are the main pre-processing techniques used in OCR. Next one is the feature extraction and identification in OCR. So these are also three types: text line detection, word extraction, and the character detection. So first one is the text line detection. So text line detection is nothing but dilation as we see it in the previous slide. Word extraction means based on the coordinate, each and every line is extracted. One box is considered as one word by using the OCR machine. So next one is the character detection. So characters are identified with respect to the samples trained during the learning phase. So we train the machine during the learning phase. So this is the character detection. Next one is the code implementation of this. So first the image. So for input is an image. So by then we implement using the Python. So if we want to use OCR, we must import a library called as PyTestRact. So in the fourth line we can see that image to string function. So image to string function means it converts an image to the text. So the last output we get is the text. So this is a code implementation. So this is a code implementation. So object detection using TensorFlow. So TensorFlow is a free and open source library for data flow and differentiable programming across the range of tasks. So it also used for machine learning applications such as neural networks, etc. So real-time object detection is one of the challenging tasks that is need faster computation, power in identifying the object, and also a single shot multi-blocks detection is ST. So using TensorFlow, it detects what it is. So in right side figure, you can see that it detects notebook, glass, laptop, coffee, and phone. So this is how it works. So next, data sets. So data, we take this and different light conditions. So we make a video and convert it into snapshots, and then it is converted into data sets. As you see in the GIF file, the pictures are taken at different angles and different light conditions. So it is taken as a video, and snapshot is converted. This is done using the testing phase. So model selection and output. So next we'll see the model. Select the model which is trained on the COCO dataset. So COCO stands for Common Object in Context. This datasets contains around 330K labeled images. So now the model selection is important as we need to make an important trade-off between speed and accuracy. So by using the COCO datasets, the speed and accuracy is improved. So in the right side we see the figure. We train the machine that with the different images of the bottle, like 330K images. So it will get an accuracy of 95%. So clock will have accuracy of 97%, keyboard 55%, cup 16%. So that like this it will produce accuracy. So this model runs the interface for a single image where it detects the object, make boxes, and provide the classes and the class score of that particular object with labels and the percentage score of that object being similar to the training data. So next one is the feature extraction overview. So we will have a training data set in training phase. For example, you see in the figure, you take cars with help of feature extraction. Different cars will be differentiated using logos. Based on that feature, training data set is converted into classification. So compare, so the classification phase, that is compared with the bike, and the bike feature is extracted based on output. That is, if it is a two-wheeler, it produces bike as an output. So the framework extracts features from the input images and use these features to determine the class of the image. So conclusion. So mobile app development has certainly traveled a long way since it first came into existence, and it's redefining itself to the core by the day. The introduction of Google Lens is one more step in this direction and is likely to pay off one more such innovations. So inclusion of artificial intelligence and Google Assistant will improve the users a top grade app experience, and also withhold all the necessary and virtual data together to make it easier for the next use. So the practical applications of the Google Lens are, so for example, if we go to a mall, if there is no MRP, there is only a barcode. So if we scan on a barcode, we'll get the price. So then if we go to abroad and if we do not know the what building it is, so if we scan the peak of that building, it shows the building name and its relevant informations. So these are the references these are the papers that I got through. The first paper is based on the image and face recognition. So second one is David Petrov, the founder of Google Goggles. So third is then third barcode and QR code paper. This one fourth paper and multiple real-time object identification. And in Google.cloud, Google.com and developer.android.com are the references. Hello.
Yeah. Sir, Anand sir, any questions from your side? Anand sir?
ಹಲೋ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್,
ಹಾ
ಕೇಳಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ನೀವು
ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನೋಡಿದೀನಿ ಫುಲ್. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್.
Okay, Sandesh, why did you choose this topic, Google Lens?
ಸರ್
ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಇದು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಗೂಗಲ್ ಗಾಗಲ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ಸರ್, ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸಿಕ್ತು, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಗೂಗಲ್ ಗಾಗಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಲ್ಲ,
ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಇದೆ, ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ
ಸರ್? ಇದೆ ಮೊದಲು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐಫೋನ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ಯಾ ಇದೇ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
ಸರ್ ಸರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು. ಇದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದು ಟೆಸ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ನಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಕೋಡ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಗಾರಿದಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಟೆಸ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಗಾರಿದಮ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ OCR. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಿರೋದು ಸರ್, ಕೋಡ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಬೈ ಟೆಸ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ
ಸರ್. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಟೆಸ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇದು ಟೆಸ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಗಾರಿದಮ್
ಅಂತನಾ?
ಇದು ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಲ್ಲ.
Okay. What is the problems with the Google Lens? Google Goggles ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇನಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎನಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿನ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
ಅಲ್ಲ
ಟೇಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು.
ಸರ್ ಅದು 2009 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಾಯ್ತು, ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. 2015 ತಕ್ಷ ಏನು ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಗ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದೊಂದು ಒಂದ್ ರೀಸನ್. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಗಾಗಲ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಅದ್ರ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ತೋರ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ತೋರ್ಸಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಇದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ಏನೇನು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೋಬಹುದು ಅಂತಾನು ಇದ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಗಾಗಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ತೆಗೆದಾಕ್ತಾರೆ.
Okay, what are the missing features in Google Lens?
ಸರ್ ಮಿಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಇವಾಗ ಸದ್ಯ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಇವಾಗ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೈಫೈ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇವಾಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್
ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ವೈಫೈ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇವಾಗ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಓಕೆ, OCR ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಈಗ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್?
OCR ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಯಾವ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ನ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್? ಕನ್ನಡನ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ?
ಸರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್, ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ?
ಸರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೇಳಿದ್ನೈತು ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಇದು ಫೀಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ 3 ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಇಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ರೆ.
ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಪಕ್ಕ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಹಂಗ ನಾನು ನಿಂಗೊಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಂಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀನು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಇದನ್ನ, ಇವನ್ ಕನ್ನಡನೂ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟನ್?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಪಕ್ಕ?
ಎಲ್ಲ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ನೀನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀಯ ಯಾವ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನೀನ್ ಕಮಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಕನ್ನಡ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಫೈಲು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳು ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ.
ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ಕಳಿಸಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನೋಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ, ಆಯ್ತು, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ
okay, if that is the case, different languages ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ what is the methodology or technology that they have used to accomplish this?
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅದೇ OCR ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್.
OCR ನಿನ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಕೋಡ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಾ, ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ವಾ ಅವರು? Just with that much of code, is it possible to handle all the languages?
OCR ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅದು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್, ಪ್ರೀ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್, ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ಸರಿ ಸರ್, ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಫೈಲ್ ನ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡು. ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಂಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ದೇವ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಶ್ರುತಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಶ್ರುತಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಶ್ರುತಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಸರಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರಪ್ಪ?
ಸಂಜಯ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಹಾ, ಇದೇ ಸೆಷನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀರಾ?
ಇದು ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಇನ್ನ 4 minutes ಅಷ್ಟೇ.